Have you ever pictured it? Getting fitter, maybe building some strength, or finally tackling that weight loss goal, all from like the comfort of your own home.
It sounds great, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
But then the questions start popping up. Do I need a massive room? Or, thousands in equipment? Does there have to be some super complex routine?
Yeah, those are the common hurdles, the things that stop people before they even start.
Exactly. So today, in our deep dive, we're aiming to cut through all that noise.
Mhm.
We've gathered insights from a whole stack of expert sources.
Mhm.
And we're going to reveal some, honestly, surprisingly simple and effective ways to set up a home gym. And maybe more importantly, how to actually use it consistently.
Yeah, sticking with it is key.
We'll uncover some things that might surprise you, maybe some common pitfalls you can avoid right from the get-go.
And our mission here isn't just, buy this, buy that.
Right.
We want to dig into why certain choices are smarter for the long run, how you can really get the most out of what you might already have or what you decide to get.
So it's not about building like a mini commercial gym in the basement.
Definitely not. It's about empowering you, the listener, to hit your fitness goals right there at home and showing that it's probably way more affordable and doable than you think.
Okay, so where do we start? People usually jump straight to the equipment, right?
They do, but that's often skipping a crucial first step.
Okay. So let's kick things off with something often overlooked, the actual space.
Exactly.
Our sources really hammer this home, the physical area.
Yeah.
Just as critical as the gear you put in it.
Absolutely. It's not just about can you fit the treadmill.
It's about creating an environment, right?
Yes.
Somewhere enjoyable, somewhere dedicated.
That's it. The big rookie mistake is only thinking about the equipment and completely forgetting the room itself.
Okay, so here's where it gets interesting based on what we found. The advice is to really find your own space.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just, say, a 6x6 foot corner or maybe an 8x8 area. The key is that it needs to be yours. Yeah, not your living room pulling double duty or that office corner where the exercise bike becomes a clothes hanger. That just doesn't work long term.
No, it really doesn't. And once you have that dedicated spot, you need to think about the environment within it.
Like what specifically?
Well, things like lighting, good ventilation, temperature control. Sources often mention keeping it comfortable, maybe around 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, makes sense. What else?
Flooring. This is a big one. The advice is crystal clear. Do not underestimate floor protection.
So those colorful foam tiles you see everywhere, maybe not the best bet.
Definitely not for serious use, especially with weights. One source had a great analogy. It's like buying a Bugatti and parking it outside your duplex.
Okay, I get it. Risking damage.
Serious damage to your foundation. The recommendation is heavy-duty horse stall mats, the thick rubber ones.
Right, like 34-inch thick, those heavy ones.
Exactly. Usually 4 by 6 feet, weigh about 100 pounds. Get them from a Tractor Supply or a similar place. And the key advice, get them before any equipment arrives.
To prevent damage right from day one.
Precisely, because fixing cracked concrete,
Nah.
way more expensive than the mats. Then you've got other factors, too, like maybe adding mirrors for checking your form.
Oh, yeah, good point.
And thinking about the noise level. You want somewhere relatively serene, so you can focus.
Okay, that covers the functional side.
Mm-hmm.
But what about, like, the vibe, the aesthetics? Does that really matter if you're just trying to get a workout in?
It seems to, yeah. Our sources touch on the psychological boost, designing a space that makes you feel motivated, pumped up.
So it should look like a training space, not just, I don't know, stuff pulled out of a closet.
That's the idea. Avoid that temporary feel. And then, crucially, you have to respect the space.
Meaning?
Keep it clean. Keep it organized. It's a slippery slope, right? Start leaving things lying around. It just becomes another messy storage area.
It loses its purpose. Okay, got it. Respect the space. Now let's talk gear. Shiny stuff.
Ah, yes, the gear. Easy to get carried away.
Totally. The common mistake is wanting all the cool-looking things first. What's the smarter approach, according to our sources?
It boils down to buying the essentials first. Prioritize things with the most versatility.
So not necessarily those fancy, expensive attachments right away, like,
Right.
what were they called? Jammer arms.
Exactly. Things like that might look impressive, but they often do one specific thing and cost a fortune. Stick to basics first.
This leads to that philosophy, right? Buy once, cry once.
Mm-hmm. Quality matters. The sources warn against going too cheap.
Because on paper, they might look similar.
Yeah, but in reality, the really cheap stuff can be poorly made, maybe even unsafe. Uneven weights, flimsy construction. It's just not worth the frustration or the risk.
So invest a bit more upfront for something that lasts and performs well.
That's the idea. Aim for that middle road stuff, good quality, but not outrageously expensive.
Any brands mentioned that hit that sweet spot?
Yeah, names like Rep Fitness, Titan Fitness, and Bells of Steel come up quite often as providing good value.
Okay, good to know. So what are those absolute essentials if someone's starting minimalist?
Well, what's fascinating is how much you can actually do with very little.
Yeah.
Starting with just your own body weight, honestly.
True, but for adding resistance.
Adjustable dumbbells are consistently called out as key. They save a ton of space and money compared to a full rack of individual dumbbells.
Like those ones that click or twist to change the weight.
Exactly. Something like the Core Fitness ones, going from 5 up to 50 pounds for maybe around $390. That's huge versatility in one package.
Okay.
Resistance bands, super versatile, great for strength, even Pilates or cardio.
Yeah, they're pretty easy on the joints. Right?
Very easy on the joints, but still tough on the muscles. Plus, they take up almost zero space. You usually see 3 types: the long loops, the small mini bands, and the flat therapy-style bands.
They're bands. What else is essential?
A simple yoga mat, crucial for comfort and safety on floor exercises. Protects the joints.
Makes sense. And for cardio, not everyone has space for a treadmill.
A jump rope. A simple speed rope can cost like $3. It's an incredibly powerful cardio workout.
And it works more than just your heart rate.
Oh, yeah. It really activates the posterior chain, your calves, glutes, hamstrings, more than you might think compared to some traditional machines.
Wow, okay. So adjustable dumbbells, bands, mat, jump rope. Pretty minimal, actually.
Very minimal, but very effective to start.
What if someone wants to add just a little bit more, still staying minimalist and budget conscious?
Good question. Our sources have some great suggestions there, too. One standout is an inexpensive trap bar.
That hexagonal bar you stand inside.
That's the one. You can often find them for around $50, maybe $70. It's called one of the most universal barbell pieces. Great for squats, deadlifts, shrugs.
And it doesn't take up much room.
Nope, just about a 4 square foot footprint. It's highlighted as possibly the best $100 investment if you're building piece by piece.
Interesting. What else?
Maybe a heavy slam ball, like a 50-pounder for maybe $50 to $100. Great for resistance, power movements, conditioning. Very versatile.
Okay. What about things like pull-ups or dips?
There's a specific recommendation that pops up, the 1-2-Fit Power Tower. It handles pull-ups, dips, push-ups. The price is apparently amazing, around $190.
Wow.
And the kicker is some models are collapsible, which is fantastic for smaller spaces.
That's huge. Anything else in that sort of next step category?
Maybe adding just one kettlebell, perhaps a 40-pounder, that could be around $35. And an adjustable bench definitely adds a lot of exercise options.
Okay, so you can layer things in without needing a full commercial setup. Now, on the flip side, what should people actively avoid buying?
Well, we mentioned avoiding too cheap gear, but specifically, buying a really cheap barbell is a big one.
Why the barbell specifically?
Because it's probably the piece you'll interact with the most if you're doing compound lifts. A decent one, a good one, isn't actually that expensive, maybe $200 plus, and it makes a huge difference in feel and safety.
Okay, so don't skimp on the bar. What else to avoid?
Big, bulky equipment that only does one thing. Think GHDs, glute ham developers, or reverse hypers.
Right, those specialized machines you see in serious gyms.
Yeah, they take up a ton of space, and space itself has a cost in a home gym. Stick to versatile pieces, especially early on.
That makes sense. Space is premium. This brings up another point. Storage.
Yes, this raises a really important point. Not planning for storage is a total rookie mistake, according to our sources.
Why is it such a big deal?
Well, where are you going to put your weight plates, your extra bars or dumbbells? Leaving them on the floor is messy, unsafe, and can even damage the equipment or your floor.
So what's the solution? Does storage have to be expensive?
Not at all. Simple things like wall-mounted pegboard units, brands like Wall Control or Omni Control are mentioned, are relatively inexpensive.
And they get stuff up off the floor.
Exactly. Saves space, protects your gear, keeps things organized. It's a small investment that pays off big time.
Okay, space prepped, smart gear chosen, storage sorted. Now, how do we actually use it effectively? Let's talk workout structure.
Right, the actual training plan.
A big question people have is full body workouts or split training? Which is better?
Well, the consensus from the sources is that both can be really effective for muscle growth, for fat loss. if the total weekly training volume is matched.
Volume meaning like sets times reps times weight.
Basically, yeah, the total amount of work you do over the week, if that's similar, both full body and splits can work.
Okay, so what does that mean for the average person listening? How do they choose?
Generally for beginners, or if you have a really busy schedule, maybe only training 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Full body workouts are often more efficient. You hit everything each session, helps with consistency.
Makes sense. And splits.
Split routines, where you focus on different muscle groups on different days, like upper body one day, lower body another, are usually better for more experienced folks.
People looking for really targeted muscle growth.
Exactly. Or people who are willing and able to train more often, say 4 or more days per week.
Got it. So tailor to your experience and schedule. Now, what about progression, especially if you don't have a ton of heavy weights at home?
This is where it gets really interesting. You can absolutely get strong, even get huge, as one source puts it, without a traditional gym setup.
How? By leveraging your own body weight.
Primarily, yes. There are several ways to progress even simple exercises. First, just add reps, aim high, maybe 30 to 50 reps per set.
50 push-ups. That sounds tough.
It is. The source mentioned 50 strict, good, high-quality push-ups is something almost nobody can do. So there's lots of room to grow there.
Okay, add reps. What else?
Reduce your rest time between sets. Shrink it down to maybe a minute or even just 30 seconds.
What does that do?
It increases metabolic stress, builds up those metabolites in the muscle, which is a key signal for growth.
Okay, less rest, more intensity.
Right. Third, simply add more sets. If the weight isn't super heavy, doing 4, 5, even 6 sets of an exercise increases the total volume.
Compensating for the lighter load with more work.
Exactly. And finally, you can decrease your mechanical advantage. Make the exercise harder on yourself.
How do you do that?
By changing your body position. Think about doing sissy squats leaning way back really isolates the quads. Or moving towards single leg squats.
Oof, pistol squats. Those are incredibly challenging.
Extremely tough. They require strength, balance, mobility, so you manipulate the leverage to make the same body weight far more challenging.
So if we zoom out, the core idea is just making your muscles work really hard, getting close to failure often.
That's the essence of it. You need to consistently challenge the muscles near their limit to stimulate that adaptation, that growth.
Okay, can you give us some concrete examples of what a good home workout might look like?
Sure. There are tons of beginner-friendly bodyweight routines out there. One source mentioned a 20-minute MadFit full-body workout.
What kinds of exercises?
Things like jumping jacks, basic squats, push-ups, planks, donkey kicks for the glutes, glute bridges, walkouts. Simple, effective movements you can do anywhere.
Nice. What about something different, like yoga?
Absolutely. Yoga is incredibly versatile. Yoga with Adriene is often highlighted, specifically a 40-minute yoga for weight loss sequence.
How does that work for weight loss?
It focuses a lot on the core, uses unique twists and movements that apparently stimulate the belly and massage internal organs. It's a different kind of strength and body awareness.
Interesting. And for burning fat more intensely.
Things like progressive circuits moving quickly from one exercise to the next with minimal rest, or focusing on classic fat-burning exercises like burpees, mountain climbers, jump squats, all doable with little or no equipment.
So plenty of options depending on your goals and preferences. Okay, we've covered space, gear, workouts, but maybe the hardest part is next.
Yes. The mind game, motivation and consistency.
This seems to be where many home gym dreams die. Our sources point out a huge rookie mistake here.
Let me guess. Not having a plan.
Exactly. Not having a training plan and also not having some kind of accountability. Someone or something to keep you on track.
Makes sense.
One source used a great analogy like Google Maps. Nobody just sets out on a big road trip without a map or GPS, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need direction.
You need to know where you're going and how you're getting there.
So the advice is clear. Set a routine.
Mm-hmm.
Be regimented. Because that convenient home gym,
It's just as easy to ignore it.
as those power tools collecting dust in the garage. Ouch. Too real.
It hits home, right. So that leads to the big question. How do you get motivated, especially if you maybe hate exercise, as one source bluntly put it?
Yeah, how do you tackle that?
There's a powerful concept introduced by Jordan Syatt. Willful suffering versus unwillful suffering.
Willful suffering, meaning choosing the discomfort.
Exactly. The idea is essentially you have a choice. Either you willfully choose the discomfort of exercise now and reap the benefits, or you'll likely experience the unwillful suffering later, poor health, lack of energy, mobility issues, because you avoided the discomfort earlier.
Wow, that's a stark way to put it. Choose your heart.
Pretty much. It's not about suddenly falling in love with burpees. It's about choosing the healthy activity you hate the least.
Okay, so finding something tolerable.
Yes. Maybe it's just walking for 5 minutes a day to start. Maybe it's a dance class video. Find that least disliked thing and commit to doing it consistently.
How consistently?
Aim for maybe 20 to 30 minutes, several days a week. Build the habit first. That deliberate choice, that willful suffering, prevents the much worse unwillful kind down the line.
That's powerful.
Mm.
Okay, looking at the bigger picture for long-term success, what else is crucial besides just the workouts?
Well, numero uno, really, nutrition.
Yeah.
Our sources are clear. Healthy eating is the absolute first principle, especially for weight loss. You can't outtrain a bad diet.
So true. What else?
Establishing daily walking as your baseline. Aim for at least 30 minutes a day. Consider that foundational before you even worry about the more intense workouts.
Just get moving regularly first.
Precisely. Then, for fat loss and toning specifically, incorporating things like metabolic resistance training, MRT, can be very effective.
Can you remind us what MRT is?
It's strength training done in a way that keeps your heart rate elevated, usually with short rest periods. It maximizes calorie burn during and after the workout.
That post-workout burn, the afterburn effect.
Exactly. Sources mention MRT can provide a metabolic boost for 24, even 48 hours afterwards.
Wow. And pairing that with cardio.
Yeah, having dedicated cardio days is also important. Whether that's LISS, low-intensity steady state, like a brisk walk or light jog, or HIIT, high-intensity interval training, a mix is often good.
So it's a whole system, nutrition, baseline activity, smart training.
It is. And ultimately, the blunt truth is that home gym setup, it's not just decoration.
It only works if you do.
It will only better your life if you actually use it.
Okay, let's bring this all together. We've gone from finding that dedicated space, making it inviting,
Picking smart, versatile gear without breaking the bank.
structuring workouts for progress, even with minimal equipment.
And finally, tackling the mindset needed for consistency.
The big takeaway seems to be, you really don't need a giant budget or a huge house to get seriously fit at home.
Absolutely. It's far more accessible than most people realize.
Which leads us to our final thought.
Yeah, this really raises an important question for everyone listening. If this path to health and strength at home is so accessible, if it requires relatively minimal investment and offers so much flexibility,
Then
what small act of that willful suffering we talked about? What small step will you choose today to begin your own fitness journey at home?
because the biggest barrier isn't usually the stuff or the space.
It's just making that decision to start and then to keep showing up consistently, the potential payoff, lifelong health benefits.